We are at Crystal Lake High School South, and well, what the deuce? Well, look at that. Huh. Halo again today, huh? So if you've been paying attention the last couple of days, you've noticed that there's a global climate emergency being declared by scientists across the world because of the unprecedented northern hemisphere jet stream crossing the equator. You can read this yourself or go check it out. But basically what's happened is there's two masses of air, one in the northern hemisphere, one in the southern hemisphere, that's blocked by a big layer of air at the equator. And so basically we have a jet stream in the north and a jet stream in the south, and they never touch each other. And that's a really important part of our food production and agriculture and what they call seasonal integrity, okay? And the reason that this is so important, guys, is because it's showing again another shift and a change in the planet that's just another corroboration point for the solar system approaching us theory. And I want you to go check this stuff out. I'll leave a link below. Any article is as good as the other because they're all talking about basically the same thing. But let me give you an explanation of why it's happening. And it's not global climate change, okay? One possible explanation. I guess global climate change could be a possibility. I don't mean to say it that way. But what I believe it is that when you have the Earth tilting, okay, that's a dramatic change, okay? So there's a geomagnetic change that's been happening, causing our planet to change its relative position to the sun. Well, if you know, one of the things I know about nature is nature's always trying to find a balance. So that's an unbalanced situation, and what existed before, which was the jet stream high, jet stream low, and kind of that middle equatorial mass of air that kept them separate, was the balance that the Earth had found. Well, now that balance has been shifted, and because that balance has been shifted, the Earth is now trying to adjust, and that's going to cause all kinds of chaotic weather across the Earth. So again, this jives with what we believe. This also jives with what a lot of what a lot of other people are saying too. But it's an interesting phenomenon, and I believe it's the Earth is changing based on its changed relative position to the sun and possibly in the solar system. So what we're looking at here is a video that was provided from a subscriber in the middle United States on June 26th, 27th, 2016. What you're seeing is outlines of orbs that he's catching with his camera, just going out, looking at the sky with his camera. Thought some weird light was coming out, so he went out and started looking at it, taking pictures of it. Later put it on his Facebook channel, and they censored out many parts of this video. It gets a little bit more intense here in a second. Right now he's just looking at the sky, and it kind of sets up, but he is looking at this orb object behind the clouds here, which you can faintly see.
Live, that is a strange color to see in the sky. And those clouds look green. Jeez, look over there now. What the hell? Oh, here we go too. Now these people. Look at these guys. Here they come. Look at that shit. What the fuck is that? That streak of whatever that shit is bright ass pink. And that right there, my friends, is our sunlight probably finally penetrating through the ultraviolet light and bouncing back to show us planet Earth.
Okay, well, there you can see what I was talking about, and I think if you look really closely, you can see why Facebook might have edited our friend's video. It is June 29th, 2016. This is Steve Olson, and this is quite a remarkable catch that we found here, and I wanted to thank the subscriber who sent it. This is the photograph that is convincing me that there is indeed a blue Kachina, or a blue star ultraviolet generating star, per Carlos Ferrata, the astronomer in South America, had said years ago. You can see the cloud around this object. Yes, indeed, that is extra atmospheric cloud dust formations around this object. It's being illuminated by the sun, but also generating its own UV light. In fact, I saw the tips of the waves when I was canoeing. By the way, I made a big deal about the canoe trip. I was just being tongue-in-cheek. I was just having fun going out canoeing, starting wood fires and cooking with wood. But when I was on the river, I was seeing these really bright blue tips, and I suspect that this is the object that was causing that effect. But here's what the subscriber said about this. Hello, Steve. I enjoy your show, etc. The photo I'm sending you was taken by me using a 1,000 millimeter lens. She's careful to point out she's not a professional photographer, just a curious person. This object was very close to the sun, as you can see the solar light in the left-hand corner. Thanks again for all you do. Signed, the subscriber. So again, this image I wanted to spend a minute on and just talk about it, because to me this is the one that says, you know, time is getting shorter, and this is a very amazing capture, and I just want to thank the subscriber for providing it and sharing it with us. So this comes from the, how do you pronounce it? Tulum Skycam, Groveland, California. And basically, what's interesting, what this looks like a bug or some type of thing is actually a brown object in space. This red round object now is clearly starting to show as an object, if not the reflection of the object, with some type of orbiting moon to it, which I felt important to show this particular photo. Again, since we're into the all-star photo time right now, it seems like getting better images all the time. And then I wanted to also point out we had some kind of a weird sky snake anomaly going on up there in the western part of this photograph. But just check it out. I mean, this is a very intense manifestation of a red orb that we've been seeing for a while. We keep wondering if it maybe might be I can't say it. Hergopoculus. Never mind. But anyway, that big red thing. So this is a very clear Skycam image of it. I just wanted to get it out there because that is just, oof, very, very convincing. ISS, June 28th. As you can see, this is an image of the, looking out past the Soyuz spacecraft, and we've got that little kind of dip out there that's all the time. But look what happens when I change a little bit of the contrast, a little bit of the brightness, just no manipulation of the photo, just changing the contrast and brightness. Watch what happens. Something appears on the horizon. Interesting stuff, guys, interesting stuff. So here, Roy, this is my good friend Roy, who does in-depth photo analysis and then comes back and shows me things that we might have missed in various photographs. And here's the 520 hour time lapse over Brisbane on the 29th, showing multiple objects, or potentially objects that he speculates might be unknown planets. The second one that Roy did for us was to kind of enhance that same photograph so that we could see these objects a little clearer. And as you can see, they aren't clear. There's some opacity in those objects. And then here's another one from the 29th in Brisbane, where he actually pulled out the, from in the middle of the photograph where we had the big kind of flower, and actually pulled out that red object for us to see better, clear. And here's another one where he took one of the time-lapse photos from Brisbane, did the same thing, and again, very convincing, very intense, and some reverse photography of the same. Just stop it if you'd like to read it through and take a look at it. Okay, so here are the subscriber photos for the week, and our weekly update. So this first one came from the ISS a couple days ago when it was just coming up over the horizon, and we can see that some very strange pattern appeared, and then there's also some kind of an object in the upper part of the frame of this ISS photograph. Just very interesting, and it kind of corroborates with some of the things that we've been saying about it potentially being an artificial light source. Here we got another certificate of analysis on rainwater sampled in London on May 30th, 2012. Again, we're seeing the same things: aluminum, barium, strontium, titanium. Again, these are unusually high levels of aluminum. Here's again a picture, you know, from where is this? Paris, I believe. I don't know where it is. But anyway, the point is that we're seeing these red skies more and more. There's several explanations for it. Mine is iron oxide. This was a fast-moving object in the United States that went from left to right. And here's a couple panoramic views from the all sky cams that were caught, where we actually caught orbs in the central daylight time. And then, you know, we've been getting all these results from the Alaskan sky cams. What's interesting is these cameras are pointing away from the sun, or not directly at the sun, so it's very unlikely that it's some type of sun flare or anything like that, unless maybe there's some kind of refraction sideways coming through the lens. But these big red orbs in the middle of the day like that are kind of interesting. Now here's one that really kind of blew my mind, only because it's in Alaska, and the second part of it is that this looks like some kind of an artificial anomaly here, doesn't it? This kind of waveform here, and it makes me wonder if it isn't some part of the HARP system or something like that that we're catching. And again, that's just an interesting, strange phenomenon that we caught off one of those webcams that they use for the pilots. And this is some very good photography that was taken by this lady who's been experimenting. But just look at these weird lens flares, man. And if those are reflections, I wonder what they're reflecting. Again, more all sky cam photographs. Here's one that came from out in the mountains, of course, as you can see. But that's kind of a strange, you know, either optical illusion or planet way off in the distance. And again, here's another example of those FAA cameras. Here's another one that came from the same photographer that was using the 100mm lens, catching the blue object only a day later. The sun is over here. Blue object is to the right of the sun. And then Russia, this Mordovia, Russia all-sky cam has been very active lately. We're seeing a lot of stuff there. And what's up with the upside-down rainbows in the sky? You know, we talk about those potentially being atmospheres, but this is the one that got me. I'm looking at this photograph, and I don't see any reason why there should be any rainbow at all. The person said it was a dry day, and all of a sudden a rainbow appeared up in the sky. And just so you know, a lot of folks are theorizing, we call it the big planet theory, that this is actually the leading edge of an atmosphere of a big planet out there that they can see. I'm not sure if I agree with it yet, but that's the theory. And again, here's that huge kind of optical illusion to the south-southeast, south-southwest. You see it. And when I was camping, I couldn't see anything to the south, just like what Samuel Hoffman had said before. Interesting photography from the backyard here, where we caught a red orb. Just strange black beams coming off the sun. A lot of that's being caught lately. And strange colors, of course, above the sun. Now this one was fun because a 14-year-old had taken mom's camera without permission, went out and took a picture of the sun, thinking she was helping her mother, of course, and she was. This is the first time I've actually seen one where the orange sun is isolated from the blue sun. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Maybe you all have seen it before, but that's the first time I've seen it. So notice how we have the yellow white light and the yellow light. This is the first time I've seen those separated, and good job by that photographer. This is Newmeyer Station, and as you can see, you know, Newmeyer Station is dark right now, and so the photographs turn black and white. That's why it's black and white. But some kind of a sky anomaly showed up down at Newmeyer Station, which is pretty interesting. More of the orbs, you know, again, the FAA cams are giving us a lot of information lately. Pretty cool stuff. Now, Bloom Sky used to be one of the places we got a lot of stuff because they have so many cameras laying around. And for the weather, kind of looking at the weather, and we've been seeing, you know, phenomenon coming off the United States, northern United States, northwestern United States. And then, of course, the all-sky cam still picking up the green orb. And then here's one that I'll end up, a couple more, or two more, and I'll end up. But this one was interesting because look at that definition of that orb right there. Isn't that amazing? That's just amazing stuff right there, guys. And then we're still seeing, you know, potentially the bottom of a planet when we look in the all-sky cam. I think this one is from New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. So those are the subscriber photos today, and the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Lots of great evidence. I think that it's going to get to the point pretty soon where people are going to be able to see it with their naked eye more and more. And so we continue to ask you to prepare by either joining a WSO group, email provided, or if you'd like to contribute in other ways, either financially or by sending me photographs or testimonies, please write to olson.steven.d at gmail.com. Both links will be provided. God bless you, and I hope you have a great day.